pick up a gun.
Incoming!
Just a bit of firework display from the Japanese, but unfortunately their arms aren't so good, and we're as of yet unharmed.
All right, Paul?
What happened?
What's that?
Pull it. Get the dog! Pull it. Is there anything in there?
You okay?
I just felt something in here.
Anything else? Well, there's certainly something in there. There's like a piece of metal.
Yeah, it hit that one. It hit the thing on the inside.
Yeah, well, this has come through here.
I just felt something hit me.
You've been hit by a bullet.
The thing that I felt was this prick in my chest, and so I opened up my Mustang suit and reached down to find out what is this thing. I pulled out the badge and it had been shattered, and that was a little strange.
Yeah, look.
That's right in your heart. Right on your heart. Wow.
Look at that. Perfect fit. I just felt a thud on my chest. You've been sure?
No right.
I was really surprised Paul actually had been shot. You know, I've seen that he's had his bulletproof vest on before, and I kind of thought, oh, wow, like that's maybe overdoing it, but I guess not. Like, if he hadn't been wearing that bulletproof vest today, he easily would be dead right now.
The bullet would have entered the chest just under the clavicles. Paul would have bled to death in a matter of minutes. Thank God you had the bulletproof vest on.
Yeah. All I felt was this pin sticking into me, you know, and it sort of punctured me here.
If Paul had not been wearing that bulletproof vest, I would have lost a captain, I would have lost a friend, but I think the world would have lost one of the most inspiring environmental leaders, and I think it would have been a great loss.
After being cleared by the doctor, Captain Watson immediately tells the press that he was shot. He uses the turn of events to his advantage, to bring the anti-whaling cause to the world's attention.
I just sent out this press release. Steve Irwin engages Japanese factory ship Nishan Maru in whale sanctuary.
Right now, I've translated the press release that the captain wrote, and I'm sending it off now to Dutch newspapers.
Paul Watson says he was shot by the Japanese and was only saved by his bulletproof vest.
But what actually happened is the subject of much dispute. Captain Watson says he was shot. The Japanese whalers say no shots were fired.
Japan's fisheries agency says Coast Guard officials aboard the whaling ship only threw flash grenades, which are used to control crowds and not considered weapons.
A spokesperson for the Japanese whalers had this to say about the incident. No one shot at Paul Watson. Even with the protection of a Kevlar vest, a real shot will knock a victim backwards and cause bruising. Watson makes no involuntary movements and claims he was scratched by a pin badge he was wearing under the Kevlar vest. As in Western movies, the claim is that he was miraculously saved by a badge. The Japanese whalers say the video they shot from the Nishan, which they released to the news, backs up their claim that there was no shooting. But the Sea Shepherds vehemently disagree and stand by their claim that Paul was shot.
That was a lucky shot, man. That was a good shot.
Yeah, I can't see them actually being that good. I don't believe the Coast Guard shot them, fired these shots. I think the shots came from the crew through the portholes. I don't think the Japanese Coast Guard did it. I don't think the government's that stupid.
You know, it didn't hit anybody else. There aren't any other. I looked out there, and I don't see any other balls out there. They shot one shot, and it went for you. And that was a good shot, man. The guy made a good shot. He was trying for you.
Why would you do something like that?
Because we've got them scared. We got them running for days. They're frustrated. You know, why would they throw, explosives at us when we're throwing stink bombs at them? It's my opinion that somebody tried to assassinate them. And they've got to be thinking now, whoops.
These are very ruthless people who are involved with killing the whales down here. Expect this kind of violence.
They feel that they can scare us, and all it's done is make us realize how important our job is here, because there's a group of madmen down here that will do anything in order to keep on whaling.
Both the Sea Shepherds and the Japanese whalers stand by their own versions of the incident.
One of the things that I really hate for us to lose sight of is the fact that the violence down here is being directed against the whales. And, you know, there's oceans of blood being spilled into these seas, and it's blood of innocent creatures that die very agonizing and prolonged deaths. And that's far more important than any injuries that we received.
Japanese would probably be regretting taking this extra step of aggression. They've now turned us into absolute victims. This will definitely be a turning point for whaling. I think that this one day of being attacked is going to do more to change the world's opinion of whaling than perhaps anything that other groups have tried to do in many, many years.
The Sea Shepherds want to continue chasing the Nishin, but they are now running dangerously low on fuel.
It's such a frustrating feeling. We almost, if we could have a few more days of fuel to stay out there and stop them from whaling, I would give anything for a few more days just to finish the job.
I regret that the Japanese are still whaling. They've certainly, you know, they're not going to reach their quota, and it's because of us. So I feel we've done as much as we can.
Yeah, you know, it's always good to be able to stay longer, but we're running low on fuel. It's probably sensible to go home back now.
The Stever officially stops pursuing the Nishin Maru and heads back to port.
Here we go.
We were able to do the absolute impossible. We were able to really get this situation to its boiling point. We're all a part of the reason why this mission was a tremendous success. We share that victory equally.
Based on reports from the whalers about the actual number of whales killed, the Sea Shepherds estimate that their action in the Southern Ocean saved close to 500 whales.
As we headed back to Melbourne, once again, we knew that we'd done every single thing that we could to defend our clients, the whales, as best as we could. 500 whales have been saved because we'd intervened, and every one of those lives saved was a victory.
One of the biggest changes I've had out here is that it's really taught me what it takes to save whales. To save whales, you really don't need to write letters. You really don't need to donate to too many different causes. You just basically have to decide to do it.
For me, it's been amazing. We've physically stopped a complete whaling fleet, and in common called superpower. It shows that 33 people can change the world in a positive way, and everybody does his own little bit. Everyone say Wales! Wales! Changed my life forever.
Great. Good night, everybody.
We don't intervene, then these species won't continue to perpetuate. And 100 years from now, there won't be any whales, and people will ask why. They'll look back to this generation and they'll wonder, well, why didn't anybody do anything? And they'll ultimately blame us for allowing this to happen.
I think that our campaign from 2007-2008 was extremely successful. We cut their quota in half. It cost them $70 million. We were able to get the story into the Japanese media. We went there and we actually were able to show real results for our interventions.
You know, it hasn't always been easy. This has just been one battle in a larger war to save the environment and save the planet.